Carol Burnett, 003N, promo, take one.
Hi, this is Carol Burnett. Be sure to watch my first show, and my guests will be Harvey Korman, Vicki Lawrence, Lyle Wagner, and my extra special guest, Private Gomer Pyle himself, Jim Neighbors.
Tarzan call.
Would I do my Tarzan yell for you? Okay, are you ready?
The great thing about this collection is you're going to get to see a lot of things that we did for the first time.
Hello, I'm Shirley Dimple. My name is Alice Portnoy. Hello, Mary. Hi, I'm Clara Miller.
Your sister.
Tim Conway is on tonight.
The three funds are going to be bigger stars than they ever were.
Oh, is the old fool here yet?
Is that you, Stella?
George!
Good evening, Your Majesty.
The first time I came out on stage, I remember I had this terrible short haircut, so short. I looked like I was going to be in the Marines or something. And I came out, there was no play on with the orchestra or anything. I just kind of came out and I was like real gangly and all, you know.
Welcome to our first show that we're doing. I'm real excited and very, very happy that you're all with us tonight. Looks like we got a nice full group. Could you bump up the lights so I could see? Oh! Gorgeous.
I was terrified that, first of all, that nobody would ask a question. And then I was terrified that if they did, I wouldn't have a snappy answer.
If you have any questions at all you'd like to ask, don't hesitate to ask. Anything at all you want to know about the show or who's on?
Some kind soul said, "Who's on tonight?"
Who's on? Oh, you just thought that up.
I explained it was my good luck charm, Jim Neighbors. It was my buddy.
She said, well, you're going to do my first show. I'll be happy to.
Listen, you can handle those sweet parts, but I'm looking to change my image.
Go ahead. What you got in mind?
Oh, something sexy and sophisticated. I love the looks of you, the lure of you. Of course. I'd like to make a tour of you.
What?
The eyes, the arms, the mouth, the view. The east, west, north, and the...
Watch it.
South.
He was just born with those pipes. He could sing up a storm.
Believe me. Believe me.
Then he'd be Gomer. It was a brilliant combination.
Would you be the first person to honor me with your signature on my cast?
Well, sure, you'll find mine.
Okay.
We wrote that ski lodge sketch for
Well,
Jim
that
Neighbors.
was the most exciting thing because it was the first sketch
on the air, yeah.
on the air.
We were both inept skiers, so I had a broken arm. I think he had a broken leg.
And she was doing all this thing, trying to come on to me.
And it was all this shtick, you know, of physical stuff.
Why don't you put your leg up on this table? Because it's so much better to keep it elevated and everything.
Thank you
Here,
very
yeah,
much.
right there. It's not on my good hand.
That must hurt awful.
Well, I'm no stranger to pain, believe me.
We both got very, very tickled during the filming of it.
I remember I put hot coffee on my cast to take it over to him. Of course, I spilled it, and it landed in the wrong place, which we hadn't intended, but Jim played it for all it was worth.
Here's looking at you. Oh. Willis, I don't know where to block.
Not only hit the spot, it burned it right off.
Jim Neighbors was her good luck charm. He was on every first show.
Yes.
I guess it worked out. And every year she'd have me, and it was very, very nice.
I remember I was a nut watching All My Children. I was hooked on that soap. Kenny Solms and Gail Parent came up with the idea of doing a takeoff on a soap opera called
As the Stomach Turns.
I watch soap operas. And the first one we wrote was if a soap opera had a wrap up and when you had to tie up every story.
I have something I must tell you all. My poor dead husband isn't dead.
In it, I play the forever horny Marion.
Well, Marion, it's been a long session. You must be tired.
Tired, but happy.
I'm really quite pleased with what we've done today, aren't you?
Oh, yes.
You know, Marion, I've never painted anyone in the nude before.
Really?
No, usually I keep my clothes on.
It always takes place in her living room in a fictitious town called Canoga Falls. And the very first time we did it, it was with Betty Grable and Martha Ray were our guests.
Son! Mom!
Son, I knew I dressed you funny. But I thought you'd get over it.
No, no, Victoria, dear, this isn't your son, that's your son.
Mom.
Son. Mom!
Will you knock it off? That's your mom!
Martha was this wonderfully outrageous comedian.
Mom!
Betty was very funny, but in a kind of a more subtle way. But Maggie, Martha was out there.
Gasp!
I would have loved to have Betty Grable back when she was cute, fun, really good sport, you know what I mean?
He fell in love with you, Victoria. Oh, yes, he fell in love with you, Victoria. Just because you were a little prettier and a little younger. That's not true, my dear. I was a lot prettier.
When we were on the show, did we grab it and write every single one of them?
We wrote them.
Walk this way.
The idea of saying, I'll get it before the doorbell rang, was that written in or?
That we wrote that, yeah.
You need the love of a real mother. I'll get it.
We were so energetic about finding out who was going to be on, and we would grab the star.
Don't be silly, dear. You're not alone. You have your friends. Why, there's the widow Douglas, the widow Morrison, the widow Foster, and of course, widow me.
Let's talk a little bit about Harvey. Mother Marcus.
Mother Marcus was a great character.
The first time we met Mother Marcus, which was Harvey in drag, it was in As the Stomach Turns.
The sight of that figure walking through the door. But to find a Jewish accent like this
I had an
in
aunt,
the 70s.
One of my aunts spoke just like Mother Marcus.
Honest to God.
Not quite as amusing, but looked just like her.
I'm sorry to interrupt. I didn't know you had company. But don't worry, I wouldn't stay. Don't worry, I wouldn't stay more than 2 hours. 3 at the most.
Harvey just knew what that character was, and Carol didn't, did she?
I'll never forget. Harvey didn't show us his costume until on the dress rehearsal. The doorbell rang, I opened it up, and there is Harvey in all his glory. And the audience went crazy. The crew was laughing because nobody had seen him, you know. And then I slammed the door on him. I wasn't supposed to. And then the audience laughed some more. Then I opened the door and he's standing there like that, holding his boobs. He looked like the door had slammed it because they were huge. You know, oh, my, was he wonderful in that or what?
Why, it's Canoga Falls' most lovable Budinsky. Come in, Mother Marcus.
Thank you very much, Mary. know you had company.
Well, we looked forward to if he was doing something like Mother Marcus, or if Tim went on a thing. You would sit in there and just go, and enjoy it.
Tim Conway.
As the old man, he would take his time, walking, shuffling.
Don't try to catch me.
We wrote the sketch. He did the sketch, and he added
A lot of stuff.
a lot of stuff.
Where's Rex?
He's right.
Oh.
Tim would do, he would do what was on the paper, like a good doggy. He would do it on the paper for the dress rehearsal.
Right, then
and then once he knew you had it in the can, he went Conway on you.
Pardon me, sir.
The first time on our show, he did the newscaster.
Oh, there's a call coming in now. Hello, yes, Newsline. Yes, go ahead. Eggs, butter, loaf of bread. Who is this, please? Well, look, honey, I'm on the air. Yeah, no, right now. Uh-huh. Well, I can't. Yeah, I have it. Yeah, the eggs, butter, bread. Yeah, right. Goodbye. Huh? Well, no, I can't. Well, we're on the air. Well, it's just... All right. Poopsie Whoopsie loves you, too.
The Fun Family, I just loved that. It was the first time we did a takeoff on backstage musicals. I grew up going to movies and loving those backstage musicals like the Betty Grable did and Judy Garland and Mickey Rooney and so forth. And so when Buzzy and Bill wrote The Fun Family, I loved it.
That was an experiment because it was a half-hour long. It's a half-hour-long sketch on a variety show. Nobody that I know had ever done that before. To their credit, to Joe and Carol and everybody else who jumped in to make it come alive, nobody said, oh, it's too long, it won't work, it can't work.
Mickey Rooney was the guest and John Davidson. And it was about a vaudeville family who was not very good.
There was a guy in the second row that was making strange noises with his hands.
Sonny, that man was applauding.
Mickey had just written a patriotic trio because their check came in for $17.76. And so he wrote the song right on the spot.
Ready, everybody? And...
I carry a flag of red, white, and blue. I carry a flag of red, white, and blue. I carry my flag of red, white, and blue.
And what happens is Harvey, as I love it, Ziggy Flofeld, comes into the dressing room, and he only wants a trio.
Dad, there's that man doing that terrible thing again. Make him stop, Dad. Sing something.
Right. Forgive me for barging in, but I am Ziggy Flofeld.
Ziggy Flofeld, world-famous producer.
He says, oh, I have a room in my show for a patriotic trio. And Mickey says,
patriotic trio, that's great. How many in a trio, Mama?
3, Father.
3. 1, 2...
Three of them are standing there. He tries to grab the whole flag, and he tries to grab his drum and everything. And he says, I'm going to lead this family. I won't stand in their way, and I'll come back when I'm a success.
So Papa goes away and says,
I'll be back, my darling. I'll be back when I'm a success.
And he leaves. And Vicky says, I guess we'll never see him again. Great line. Great line.
I guess we'll never see him again.
And it was just wonderful.
They were just so enthusiastic about making it come alive that they just went ahead and, threw themselves into it as one had to in order to make that work.
I want to be President of the United States.
And great numbers. There was a heaven number that Buzz, I still call Buzz to this day and sing, hello, mother, how are things in heaven? And she went,
Hello, son, this is your mother dear.
how are you and how's your little sister? Sissy's fine and standing over here. Phone, here. Phone.
Hello, mother, how are things in heaven? Heaven's heaven, but I miss you all.
We miss you too. Let's keep in touch.
But telephoning costs so much. Next time, reverse the charges when you
The old folks, the writers just came up with that.
Zippity-doo-dah.
That was jokes about old age and sex. Some people objected to it. Some older people objected to it.
60 years being married to you, and you still turn me on.
Oh, shut up, you.
A lot of older people loved it because it showed that they could still get it on or make jokes about it.
Here you go.
So that was fun.
Hey, what are you wearing tonight, Molly? Your pajamas or a nightgown?
What's it to you?
Oh, don't be like that, Molly. I can still turn on, you know.
Turn on? You're lucky you can find the switch.
All the parts you play, which one do you enjoy playing the most?
I think the nagging wife.
Zelda. Z-E-L-D-A. George.
She reminds me of a lot of people I know, especially myself at home. And we've all got relatives or friends like that, and I think that's more. And then just the look on Harvey's face always cracks me up anyway.
Tonight you sleep out here on the couch.
George and Zelda, that started out as a takeoff. Harvey and I were doing the scene that Montgomery Clift and Shelley Winters did in a rowboat. And she was this nagging, whining, and on and on and on. And in the movie, the rowboat tips over and she drowns and, so, but in our sketch, I just kept talking like this and the camera kept moving in as from his point of view, and this just talking like this, finally he jumps into the lake to get rid of her. And I thought, well, she's kind of fun to do. Unfortunately, as we got more into doing more Zelda and George sketches, I made the mistake that a lot of actors make. I kept trying to improve her.
Zelda, how can you think of food at a time like this when I'm going out to face death and the boring?
Oh, Jorge, will you stop being so dramatic? It doesn't suit you.
I improved her so much that she was so obnoxious that she wasn't funny anymore to me at all. And the only thing that saved her sometimes were costumes that Bob put me in. But finally, she just went the way of the dodo bird because I was not doing her justice, so it went away.
Can't you get it through your thick skull that I'm a
in person. Come on in. Okay, son, how much for the
How do
booze?
you do, sir? My name is Alice Portnoy, and I am a fireside girl, and I am your cookie representative for this block.
Alice Portnoy was this blackmailing fireside girl who was always collecting money for her charity for the Fireside Girls. It was like a Girl Scouts.
You're 20 minutes older than Alice. That's funny, because I do a Girl Scout, and my name in it is Alice. You forgot your cookies.
I don't want them.
Oh, well, that's the way the cookie crumbles.
Always she was blackmailing Harvey as different characters to get money from him. And she was a devious little girl.
Do you remember me?
How could I forget?
She had that look, that scrunched up face.
That was a one-off. You never thought it would be done
Right.
again. But it got big laughs, and she really could immerse herself into the character.
You're a cute little girl with a funny sense of humor. Here's a quarter.
Thank you, sir. You're so kind.
Now, that's an adorable story you told me, but don't repeat it, okay?
No, sir. I swear I won't even tell one single soul. Not even my uncle, the policeman.
I'll tell you what I'm going to do.
What you gonna do?
I'm going to give you all the change that I have here.
Oh, thank you, sir. You really are too kind.
Yeah, one can never be too kind to a wonderful, sweet child like you. Now, goodbye, sweetheart.
Oh, sir, before I go, is there anything I can do for you?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Congratulations, sir. Your whiplash is cured.
What?
I could tell by the way you shook your head up and down. The nurse will be so pleased. I'll just ring for her.
Don't touch that buzzer. I'll tell her later myself. In the meantime, why don't you take this nice, crisp $5 bill?
Ooh, a fin, a fin.
Yes, and continue the magnificent work you've been doing.
Thank you, sir. I most certainly will.
That Girl Scout was a true character.
I promise I will never darken your door again. I won't
Wonderful.
bother you anymore until April the 17th, when it's the 27th anniversary of the Fireside Girls, whom, as you know, stand for honesty and fair play.
We had Vicky as her sister.
Perhaps, sir, you would like a candid photo of yourself picking on an innocent little girl taken by my sister, Cecily.
We looked so much alike, it was amazing. I loved the way Bob dressed me. She was fun to do.
On behalf of myself, Alice Portnoy, and all the entire Fireside Girls of America, for bringing us closer to our goal.
Yes,
and I believe you now,
Wonderful.
sir.
Unless what?
Unless you would like to add another 16 steps to your already 4 steps and buy me out.
I would love the Joan Crawford. That
Oh,
would
yeah,
make
yes.
me laugh. The makeup, she had the one brow, the
big-
shoulder pads.
New movie.
And there was
Now
the
we did that
sketch
one. We
where
did that one.
she was on the phone.
Yeah.
She was an executive, and the window washer was making too much noise.
Swanson, get me a psychiatrist. Anyone will do. Hello, psychiatrist? I'm so distraught, depressed. I'm lucky in business, unlucky in love. Why? Why? What? That's ridiculous. You're wrong, doctor. You're very wrong. I do not hate men. Excuse me.
She went out and she cut the cables, and Don Crichton, who was on every show, fell to his death. And then later in the sketch, I don't know if this was ad-libbed or not, but she said a line. To this day, I love the way she said it.
Mildred, I need a job.
There is an opening. You want to be a window washer?
Good evening, and welcome to VIP.
Harvey and I were doing a VIP sketch. I'm a nudist.
Ah, one of the sun worshippers has just come into range of our hidden cameras. Let's talk, shall we?
And I'm behind a fence that says keep out, and you see my bare shoulders, and then from the knee down you see my bare legs, but I've got high-top sneakers on. One of his lines was,
Tell me, what kind of a social life do you have here?
we have dances every Saturday night. And he said, really, how do nudists dance? And my line was, very carefully. For some reason, one of the higher-ups said, no, they have to change it. What do you nudists do for entertainment? We have dances every Saturday night. Oh, how do nudists dance? Cheek to cheek. And they bought it.
Dances? How do nudists dance? Cheek to cheek.
VIP, first time I did Queen Elizabeth.
Good evening, Your Majesty.
Oh, Your Majesty is so formal.
Oh, all right. Well, how about...
But I like it.
I did a takeoff on what we call Shirley Dimple.
Miss Dimple? Shirley, where are you?
Hello, I'm Shirley Dimple. What's your name?
I'm F. Lee Corman.
In fact, I did Shirley Temple in a couple of sketches.
Members of the Academy, I would like to present this award to myself for being the best little kid that's ever been in the movie.
Shirley, dear, it's not for you. You're going to give the award to another child star.
This is a stinky party. I'm going home.
Then, the ham actor was fun. Harvey was always the same character as a ham actor, and sometimes it wasn't fun and mundane, it was just fun. I think he was fun, or he was mundane, I'm not sure which was which.
We, the world-famous team of Funt and Mundane, have been in this play for 54 weeks. Tonight marks our final performance, and I and my distinguished wife would like to take this opportunity of telling you that this has been the most miserable experience of our entire career. I couldn't agree more.
I would be different people sometimes. I would be his wife or whatever, or then sometimes I was a producer's girlfriend, then sometimes I was an ex-girlfriend who came back to be in the play with him, but she's gained 100 pounds and I'd be in a Bob Mackie fat suit.
My dear boy, why would anything you say affect the world's greatest actor?
It would just be utter chaos, and he would always be losing his toupee. Flopping down.
I must flee. No, Cynthia, no! Oh, yes. It mustn't end this way. Goodbye. My only regret is what might have been. Farewell. Curtain, you idiots! Curtain!
I pictured a housewife at home ironing boom, boom, pa-dum, mama, or sweeping and doing a mock striptease. So I took it a step further, thinking, okay, what if it's a cleaning lady, a charwoman? So I wore crazy old clothes and rags and a mop cap, army boots.
Gee, they're nice. Infantry or Air Force?
Infantry. I know I shouldn't have done it, but I was passing that Army surplus store and I just couldn't resist them.
Well, they're beautiful. And you're wearing them to work?
So she kind of caught on. I never gave her a name. And some of the times I liked some of the things that we did.
In the evening when the sun goes down, when there is nobody else around, he kisses me and he holds me tight and tells me, oh, mama, everything's all right.
For the most part, I enjoyed doing her.
But